Hi, everybody. Welcome to Green Vibes podcast. I am Erica, and
And I'm Kleber. And today we are going to talk with Sue Spahr. And I pronounce it correct?
That's right. That
Sue,
silent H throws
Sue
everybody off.
Spahr, yeah. Sue, she is vegan, activist, and co-host on Calling All Vegans podcast. That's awesome. Calling All Vegans podcast. And she also have been working on many projects helping all animals in our planet. I'm pretty sure that we'll be having a very fun conversation today with Sue here. So thank you, Sue, for being here with us today. It's a great pleasure to us.
Thank you for the invitation. I was honored.
It's
Thank
my
you.
pleasure.
So
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. So, Sue, let's talk about your life as an activist and vegan. So I heard about that's very interesting. This one, your activism begin when in your childhood school,
Yeah.
right? At school, that you save worms and snails.
Well, even before.
What is this that? It's like a pet.
Well, I was that kid. I mean, when I was a toddler, I was always freaking out, yelling at people if they were going to swat a fly or if I'd see a worm or a snail on the sidewalk. I had to move them off so they wouldn't get crushed. And so that sort of thing. And so insects were always my first love. Like that was definite. And then
Which everybody has afraid, right? Most of the people is afraid
but
of insects. Stay away for that.
The only time I'm yelling is if somebody's about to step on a spider or something. There's like, But I was also back then, wishing on shooting stars and birthday cake candles and even I'm embarrassed to say turkey wishbones that people would stop hurting animals. And to this day, that's my wish, right? If I see, every year on my birthday, it's I shouldn't tell you. You're not supposed to tell your wish though, because then
it's
not supposed to come true.
It's not coming true, exactly.
Too late.
Yeah, but it's very interesting because when we are young teenagers or kids, right? We always think that all dogs and cats, that's our animals. That's the one that we have to take care, right?
Yeah.
It's like kind that we learn to love animals, but it's dogs and cats.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. And most insects are like snails and the worms. So we are stay away. We are afraid of that.
Yeah.
My son, it's fun because my son is afraid of worms.
Worms?
Yeah. Yeah, he's afraid. It's fun because at school we saw a lot. Now, after winter, right, we saw a lot in the floor on the streets. And it was funny. My son was at the school and during the break time, he was inside the school. And a teacher came to him and asked, what are you doing here? Go outside, go play, right? He was 7 or 8, his age.
He's like, hell no, not with all those worms out there.
Exactly. He said, no, I'm not go outside. It's a lot of worms outside, right? The good thing that he didn't kill any worm, but he just stay away of that.
Wow, he's a special little guy. That's interesting. Yeah.
Now, see, that's something that came... I never teach him about that.
Yeah.
Oh, don't kill, don't do this. When he was young, right? Before we start working with environment and activism. But that's something that's for himself. Just did this.
Yeah,
he's
got a vegan heart, right?
Yeah, we never know it, right? Even her.
Yeah.
See, always when I met her, we are together. We are married for more than 20 years that we are together.
Yeah.
And when I met her, she was not vegan, right? She was not vegan, but she never liked meat. She never eat meat. Right? It's not because her thing is not vegan, right? But I used to go to do barbecues at home, right? With my dad, with families. And her meal, it was a salad. I remember my father.
I love you even more now, Erica.
Yeah, my father looked at her and said, this is your meal.
Yeah.
See, grab it here. There's a beef here, right? There's something here. No,
they loved her in spite of it.
I don't, I don't like it. So that's interesting when you're growing with this kind of request. When you told me that you save worms and snakes, I said, what is that worm?
Yeah, no, right? And it just went from there. I mean, I was always, my husband knows, he's sitting over there. He knows that Animals come first for
Come first.
everything,
Yeah.
even over him sometimes.
We are in the same boat.
yeah.
Don't worry.
But yeah, and I mean, when I was in grade 9, so I think you're about 14 when you're in grade 9, they were going to do dissection in my biology class. And again, like your son, I was like, hell no, I'm not doing. And I went to the teacher afterwards and said, nope, I'm not. I refused. And then I'd never even heard of such things like dissection and vivisection and all this.
Yeah,
And I
and it
started doing
happens
my
biologically.
research, and like, this is back, pre-internet days. Like, we're going back 40 years here, more than 40 years. And I just started doing my research and found out about the bear bile industry and vivisection and the fur trade. And it was just mind blowing for a kid
Mhm.
who, was bent that way. And I mean, I did grow up in a town where we were surrounded by farmers and hunters and fishermen and mink ranches and everything. So it was tough, but I mean, I always pushed back.
Just
People just knew me to be that way, so it
Mhm.
was okay.
But
Yeah.
on this time, and your friends, what's your friends, teenager friends, think about you?
Oh, well, that's just how I was. So it was perfectly fine. Like, none of them were, bent that way. They weren't that
Yeah,
type.
you never had any kind of bullying because
No,
people,
but I
they
mean, I
kind of, oh,
couldn't.
what are you doing here with the snail or if there's something like that?
No,
Never.
I wouldn't allow that.
That's good.
No, animals were too important to me.
No,
So
I asked
yeah.
for it because when I was child, I remember 9, 10 years. I don't remember the age, but I remember that I have the dog and me and the other kids playing in the street, and the boy pick up the rock, the trot, and the dog, I feel so angry with the boy
Good.
that I go there, get the rock and the boy. It's so complicated because I got in many trouble because this. Her
Yeah.
mommy talking for my mom. Oh my goodness,
That's hilarious.
But even in my university, I stopped my university. I was making pharmacy in my natural culture.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, we start together because I'm a pharmacist in my background. I'm a pharmacist.
And
And we have
Wow.
some classes that we do it like
It's
discussion
like
with
you-
animals or
Yeah.
But it is this subject, you need to pick up the mouse and cut him to see. And
Yeah.
after that, the mouse is dead. And
Yeah.
I told my teacher, no, I don't make this. My teacher, okay, you fail if you don't make. Okay, I pick up my rat, put it back, and no, I don't do this.
Very
yeah, she just
good.
quit the university.
Very good.
Yeah.
She quit the university. I continue. I finished my
I-
university, but I
Yeah.
remember some classes that we open the mouse and just inject some liquids. It's like we need to know the reaction about cocaine in the body, right? What
Yeah.
happened with overdose,
What's the point, though, in
What's
a
the
mouse?
point?
I mean, our
Exactly.
biology is so different,
right?
like, physiologically.
This what was back in '96 when I started my university,
Yeah.
and
So
she
you
just-
learned how
she just
cocaine
quit.
reacted in a mouse, but how does that help in a human, right? You can't
Exactly.
extrapolate the
What's the
results
point
back.
now? I think what's the point to do this with a mouse,
Yeah.
right? Just for fun, like we
Yeah,
are.
and it's not
Because there is
fair.
nothing to learn like
Yeah.
that. We just open the mouse, inject the liquid,
Yeah.
and just watch the mouse have a reaction. The same thing as a human
Terrible.
with overdose with any drugs, like the one that's called like
Yeah.
cocaine, heroin. So I don't know if something changed in the university. I think so. That is not like that, which was 26 years ago, more than 20 years ago. But
They still do it, definitely.
I
now.
think, yeah, I'm
they
not.
do. There's
I'm
a
not-
group in Toronto here called TAVA, Toronto Anti-Vivisection Alliance, and they're fighting against this now. But there's at the University of Windsor, there is a program or a clinic there run by, I'm going to butcher her name, I can't say, Dr. Charus Chandrasekhar, something like that. But it is the Center for something against animal methods, right? So they do all of their testing without using animals. So they're doing like cutting edge type of research using, computers and organ on a
Yes,
chip, that sort of
and
thing.
with technology that we have
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah.
I think it's totally unnecessary to use animals about these stats. I know that the vaccine, now we are in the middle of the pandemic, right? So you open the news and 10 with 10 news is about COVID and about the vaccine.
Yeah.
And we know that the vaccine is tested in the animals,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They are still using this kind of thing. But I think for me, when I was at the university, for you to study, you don't need to use animals. You
No.
have the technology today that can be used easily without it threat any kind of animals.
Yeah, and the thing is, these companies using animals is cheap, of course, right?
Exactly.
It doesn't really,
Exactly.
and they just want to save themselves from liability, and they have no interest in putting in money to change over their infrastructure to,
Mhm.
to go to computers and organs on a chip and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So,
it's hard for us because so many things it's involved if it is, all right? Because people say the company, the pharmaceuticals company, I'm a pharmacist, so I know
as soon as
about
you say that, the vegans go,
exactly. Wow, yeah. When we talk about pharmacists, that's the worst
that's right,
people.
yeah.
Don't kill me, okay? I'm a pharmacist.
You're
but
okay, in spite of it, yeah.
I love animals. I love
Yeah,
animals.
you're
Even snails and worse. Okay,
You're like a contradiction in terms, huh? You're an oxymoron being a pharmacist and a vegan.
Yeah, it's very funny because I became a pharmacist first, I work with environment later, right?
Yeah.
And now with activism, with vegan. So it's a change, right?
Yeah.
In our life, it's changing. She's vegan for how many years?
3 years.
For 3 years or now, right? She started first. I became totally vegan later.
And look at you guys. You went into it
Yeah.
hardcore then. I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't sit back and just relax. You went for it.
And for me, it's funny with her because when talk about her, she said, I'm gonna be vegan. I said, okay. 2 minutes later.
You're like, what is it?
No, yeah, it's like 2 minutes. But for her, it was so easy.
Yeah.
It's like she turned the key. Vegan, not vegan.
That takes a
I said,
special
where is
kind
my
of
key? I
person.
can't
Yeah.
find my key. I can because at the beginning I love cheese.
Yeah.
Right? For me, it was very hard with cheese.
Yeah.
So, but for her, it's like I'm not eating this. So, no, I'm vegan. I said, but since when? Since now. And that was joking because I said, I always look at me, where is the key? Because I need this key to just turn on the key and become vegan. It was very easy for her.
I know it depends. Yeah, everybody has that defining moment, right?
Yeah, that's but and now we are here. We are working for the end.
Yeah, let's look forward. Don't look back over your shoulder.
Yes, exactly. That's good that we change. That's why we just want to bring this conversation here in our podcast because it's for everybody. We are not doing this interview and not doing this podcast just for you, for me, or for vegans. No, it's for everybody.
Oh, yeah. You want to get outside the bubble and actually reach the mainstream. Yeah. And we're pretty normal. I mean, and the more you talk about it, the more you normalize.
Yeah, and people know that vegan just don't eat tofu and broccolis, right? People said, oh, you're vegan.
Not just vegan anyway.
You eat tofu and broccolis. No, it's not just. Our life is not only tofu and broccolis, right? So that's much more.
Well, I remember when I went vegetarian back when I was 19, it was just pretty much, French fries, garden salads, and beer if you went out somewhere. So the beer part was okay. The French part was okay. But I hadn't had a Caesar salad because they put anchovy in the dressing, right? And it was only a couple of years ago at the now ex-Disgraceland in Toronto where I was able to have a Caesar salad, and then at Hogtown, and now anytime I want.
See, exactly.
Anytime
you want to. You're right. So another thing, you'll be a part of marches, right? I saw in Toronto that we have some for fur that the slaughters that we see in many houses. And how was your first march with peoples? How was that? You'll be a part of
It's the greatest feeling in the
right,
world.
you're feeling of another people that
Yeah.
think the same as us.
Yeah. Well, I'm an introvert, but still, there's that great feeling when you get out to a march. Yeah. Like to have all of these, it's not even like minds, it's like hearts that are like minded, I suppose. And yeah, my husband's looking at me like, what?
He's
But
always with you?
yeah, we're pretty
This guy?
much
Oh, yeah.
Siamese twins. Yeah, joined at the head. But yeah, it's an amazing feeling. And that marches are my favorite type of activism, I must admit.
Mhm. And the peoples that are with you, do you see any march? Because we go also, right, to so many marches in Toronto and many places that we have close by,
Yeah.
and it's not too much, but sometimes we see peoples that are not vegan.
Yeah.
We see that people that are not vegan, they are there just to watch it, or they are there for curiosity, or do you see more people's going on those marches or not?
Well, I
Or
think
it's just a close group that we see on the Facebook that we add there the information. Oh,
yeah.
next Friday we have a march here, and only vegans go.
Well, I think for certain types of activism like demos and that sort of thing, you're just seeing vegans. But I think
Yeah.
with marches, people get kind of caught up in the moment of it, and you draw people in from the streets, and they're just people who care about animals, and they, just become part of this giant groundswell moving through the streets. So
Yeah, because we saw many people, it's funny, walking with their dogs,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And by side you have people with signs with pigs that's suffering like that,
yeah,
and we people. I think, yeah, I keep in my thinking myself. I said pigs and dogs,
yeah,
they're pretty much the same,
yeah.
right? And those people that walking with dogs, maybe they think the same. They didn't know about that.
Oh yeah,
They are
marches
not
are a great form of activism.
right.
Yeah,
So I think that's a good opportunity to call those people that didn't know about the
yeah.
vegan, about what happened with the animals, the suffer with the animals, and bring them together with the march, right? That's for no.
Yeah, they don't feel preached to. Like it's up to them to join in if they want. Or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
but that's good. I think that even when you put in the social media, those kind of thing, we should reach more peoples. We should try to involve more people that are not vegan.
Oh, absolutely.
with
What's the point of preaching to the
this.
choir? I mean, like to the converted, there's no point to that.
Right.
So,
I think that's our mission here. I think me and her, you also, is not just to try to save animals, with for sure, but to bring more people to get knowledge
Yeah.
about those people that doesn't know what happened outside, because it's funny when you go to vacation, you go to many places, you see people taking pictures with dolphin, for example. You go to
oh
Caribbean,
yeah.
people
Yeah.
take a picture. It's amazing. See the
I
dolphin
know.
here.
People innately love animals,
but
Yeah.
they don't realize they're exploiting them.
exactly.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
realize
What goes on behind the
happened
scenes. Yeah.
behind the scene,
How
what-
that animal got there. But
I
no,
don't
what's-
blame those people, right?
Yeah.
I don't blame those people that take a pictures and post on social media that we are with a dolphin here, we are with a baby lion here.
Yeah.
No, I don't blame them because they don't know. That's the same thing as us. Remember when it was before we got married, we went to some place, I think to the beach, I don't remember where, and we have a baby lion there. Oh, let's
Oh.
take a picture with baby lion.
Yeah.
We feel that, oh, that's nice, a baby lion.
Yeah.
But now we know what happened.
Well, once you've seen something, then you can't unsee it. Like once you know, then
Exactly.
you can't unknow.
Because you
that.
see a baby
Yeah.
lion, oh, it's beautiful animal. In my mind, I said, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm holding on the baby lion.
But
right?
now you bring another thing here, because I think that the parents have a lot of responsibility in grow up their kids,
Yeah.
because now I know what's happening with many animals, because I have the experience in this time.
Yeah.
So I teach my kids, don't do this because I know. But sometimes why I see the parents know what's happening, but
They
don't
don't.
teach the
No.
kids.
Yeah.
is it is bad.
Yeah.
So sometimes I am thinking, oh my goodness, how I show for their kids is not to do this, because
Yeah.
the parents sometimes don't care. Have good parents, and they have
Yeah.
parents that
It's a
is
missed
yeah.
opportunity to teach your child.
So
And
it's
they've kind of robbed
hard.
the child of something then by not. That was a
Mhm.
very teachable moment, and they've just gone and.
Yeah, when 3 years ago, when we have the company for the environment, I try to talk with his MPs and the government about that, because I think the kids need to learn this at
Yeah.
school,
Yeah.
because sometimes
It's a
they
very good
Needs
opportunity,
to be
right? They
part of the
started this
curriculum.
good.
Well, they're like sponges then, right? They haven't got developed all of these preconceived ideas and been indoctrinated. So.
Yeah, exactly.
yes, because kids need to learn about the foods, grow up healthy, respect the animals, the nature, because sometimes the parents don't care about that. I see many kids only thinking money. Okay, I grow up, I go to be a doctor, an engineer, but see, okay, you like that? No, but I got a lot of money. Oh my goodness.
I
Yeah,
know.
unfortunately, that's it's
Yeah, it's
money.
not.
This
It's
is
buy.
concerning, because I my experience in the vegan community, I saw that vegans care about the environment and animals, and they try everything to bring the information for people. And many times the people don't have time, don't have time. You have done some experience about that with you in your life. Sometimes you see something wrong and try talk with someone, and the people I don't have time now.
Yeah, they don't want to be told
Yeah.
what to do. And there's probably that little bit of guilt there as well, right? That, they don't want to. And
And if
I mean, we all live in denial about certain things, don't we?
yeah,
So-
yeah. And how do people see when you said that you are vegan? For even if you are a lot of friends, you are just getting with your friends, and if you said, "Oh, I'm vegan," what's the reaction of the people? Did you see that they look at difference to you? They
Well, I always approach
Right.
approach most things with a sense of humor, right? And I'm self-deprecating. So already I've kind of taken all the wind out of their sails. Like anything they're going to say to me like to cut me down, I'll kind of say it myself, whatever, crazy vegan here. And then but I'm very proud of it. So like
Exactly.
I don't yeah, I've never run into issues with that. And even with my own family, they knew how I was wired, and I was just very insistent. Like my one sister has become vegan and she's an animal activist and everything. So got to the point I had raised my kids as vegetarians. Well, I mean, that's what we back then, right?
Mhm.
And so it was kind of like when it came time for Christmas or Thanksgiving, it's like, sorry, but the vegans and vegetarians outnumber the omnivores, so we're having a vegan Christmas. So
There's no
that
turkey
was-
here.
That's right. Yeah, and it's like that way everybody gets to eat. There's nothing there that someone can't eat. Like there's nothing. I didn't say that very well, but
Yeah.
everybody can eat everything, right? It's not.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw them sometimes the people just look, it's not look different to us, right?
Yeah.
But he think that's not weird, right? But like, I'm a vegan. Like, they open their eyes, right? Yeah, we're vegan.
You're a
kinda
vegan,
say
you're
that-
ET.
I
Oh
wanna
my
say that-
goodness.
Right.
Alien.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not green. I have two
Yeah.
eyes, okay? That's normal. They
Yeah.
didn't come from Mars.
Well, I know we're from all walks of life, and we just blend in now. It used to be we were just kind of on the fringe, but not no more.
But I think that today we need to work more, because example, my son have the girlfriend. I it's very very funny because his girlfriend told him that I love your mom. Oh my goodness, your mom fights for animals. When I married, I want you to have 2 children, and I have a pig. I want a pig. I want a farm.
Yeah, she already decided he wants a pig.
And
That's his
Wow.
pet. Her pet was a pig.
Nice.
And my son,
Because it's
mommy,
small
it's
pigs, right? You know
All that
because-
work's been done for you. Now you don't have to. You can just kind of lean back and let it happen.
But see, sometimes I think the people grow up in some culture or traditions.
Yeah.
And when we try maybe go different, their families, the families know. And when they look in some way, someone different, oh my goodness, I got it, I got it.
Yeah, it's exciting,
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
So because this, I try to get it to everyone in the podcast because I want to listen what's happening around you when you try the people that you when you make a new friend or you go to the march, have someone and the people that you try to get a talk and explain about this. Sometimes the people inside the people have someone that I want to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is very, very important to talk with the peoples and to show for another peoples that they have the way you can be better than this.
Yeah.
At time I told him I talk with him because I have many problems with my English because this I all the time I work in my social media only writing and taking pictures. But yesterday I told him, oh, I was talking anyway, because the leaders, the government, they're here having the prime
This
minister,
is true.
and they speak English fluently, have a university, and they speak
they're
very
very
languages,
articulate.
and
Yeah.
they don't make nothing about.
Yeah.
And how about
Just blah
chants,
blah blah
right?
blah blah
we
blah blah blah.
we
Yeah.
see they go to the TV, they speak, they go to the conference outside in Europe, everywhere. They speak it perfect, but and the
They're-
actions.
Yeah, they're good at speaking, but
Yeah.
they don't back
And
it
about
up.
actions, it's
And
nothing
I see
happened,
many
right?
people like you, like me, like singers that make it so many more than leaders. And I know that I think that we can make it much more if you can change this.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
cannot do big, right?
Yes, not
We are not. We don't have the power to do something
Yeah.
bigger, to change the laws,
but
to change something.
small
But
steps. If
exactly, if you do one small, I do my small part. She does her
Yeah.
small part.
each one make
Right?
your part.
Yeah, and to do it, and a lot of people say this is how this is the type of activism you should do, and they just want one type of activism. That's not how the world is wired, though. We're all uniquely wired, right? We're all very different, each
Yes.
person. So you have to try different things so that what resonates with one person won't with another, and vice versa, right? So.
Yeah.
And I think we should get into small towns too. We're always doing things in the cities, right? But there's a lot of kids, being a former small town kid, it would have been great, for me to know that there were others out there just like me.
Mhm.
And I think there are a lot of, poor kids rotten in small towns. Not that there's anything wrong with small towns. I do.
I love small towns.
Yeah, but they just don't have anyone to identify with, no one to talk to, and they want to push back against the grain. But it's really hard, like the peer pressure and everything in those small places. In the cities, you can find somebody who's just like you, but not so much in small
Yeah,
towns.
you're right. I have another question for you. What was the most impressive moment during your activism? So long time that you go to activism, you see, but something that you are very impressive with this. Oh, look at what happened here, or some changes that you see that happen, or
I think the thing that really resonated with me was the first time I went to a Cube of Truth, because there was never anything like that before. And it wasn't just like how different it was the reaction that you got from people on the streets. And I was so emotional. I was there behind my mask, like bawling my brains
I
out. It's a
can
good thing I
imagine.
had that mask on, because I was just sobbing there like a baby. So, but just to see people, they're walking along, blah, 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 talking away. And then like they were just taken aback. You could see them physically, just the horror. They were so shocked seeing what was on the screen. So,
Mhm.
yeah. And you can kind of slyly peek at people, and it's,
Yeah, I think for us, we think when you see those trucks, when you go to the slaughterhouse, right? So those trucks
Yeah.
full of pigs inside.
Yeah, that's tough going to vigils. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy, right? The pig is just put his face on the small hole to drink his
Yeah.
water. It looked like they are asking something,
Yeah.
right? They want
Of
to
course.
communicate.
Well, they don't want to be on that truck, that's for sure. Well, when I
Right.
was a child, we used to have slaughter trucks going through town, and they'd park on the main street, and the truckers would go in and have a bite to eat or whatever. And I didn't know where these animals were going. I just knew I felt bad for them, and I'd go along and,
Yeah, the same
touch
thing.
each
When I
one
was
of-
a child,
yeah.
I used to see some trucks around
Yeah.
the road, but in my mind, I never imagined, oh, they're going to some places. Never imagined what really was going to happen with those animals. This is very
Yes.
impressive, right? I think it's when the people see those situations,
Yeah.
it's not, there is nothing, it's not possible to your heart to see that and you not to just
Oh yeah, you got to be a
Think,
pretty
right.
cold person to not be moved by that. So I want to
Exactly.
change my answer to vigil now. I'm changing my answer. My first vigil. Yeah.
What was the most weird thing that happened during your something very weird? Said, I can't believe that happened with me.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Right?
Well, you know what?
We have
Every
a lot
day,
of history.
every day is weird. I mean, I find most things kind of funny or kind of strange, and I'm tickled by them, right? So, I don't know. You had asked me that ahead of time, and I couldn't think of anything. And then John said, "Oh, I'll just say this." So, I had walked into. I used to live in Harrison, Ontario. I had moved back to my old stomping grounds for 4 years, and I had walked into town to see my daughter at her school. I was volunteering at the school or something. And I had this old snap-on tools coat that I could not part with. The thing was just falling apart, and I'd had it for 15 years. But I'm walking along, and all of a sudden, I feel this weight on my back, and I kind of stagger forward a few steps, right? And then the weight comes off, and I turn around, and there's this old woman standing there. And she goes, "Well,
What
your
you do-
coat said to snap on. It said snap on, so I snapped on." So it's like I'm
Right.
backpacking this old lady for like 5 or 6 steps. So anyway, that's all I could think of. But every day is a weird, something weird happens. So,
Yeah.
and I love it. I absolutely delight in anything kind of offbeat. So
Mhm. No,
right
yeah,
now I have a
so
bleeding finger. So don't
we
worry.
have a lot of it. I have so many.
What about
history-
you?
No, I
What
have so
about
many
you
histories.
guys?
It's not like activists, but it's something very funny. I was talking to her.
Oh, you guys wanted an activism story?
Yeah, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have.
No.
Sorry about. I just
It's
give you
just
this
fun-
random story, but
No, it's just funny situation. It's just
Yeah.
funny situation that happened with her. That I went once she became a vegan, I told her, "You are crazy. You'll become."
well,
Right?
yeah,
No.
crazy vegans. right?
It was one Sunday. She was gonna remember about the raccoon that you rescued in the street. No, it was
I
funny
stopped the city.
because he almost stopped the city. What happened? It was on Sunday. I said, "Okay, today I'm not working. I'm gonna just rest. I'm not gonna wake up early. I want to sleep." Okay, so she just woke up very early, went to grocery, and I was sleeping. And suddenly just opened the door in my house. Kleber, come here! Just screaming in the screen at the door. I said, "What happened? Something happened. Come here! Help me! Help me! Help me!" What happened? When I saw, she just rescued a baby raccoon. She saw the baby raccoon on the street. She parked the car in the middle of the
Oh yeah,
street.
yeah. You
right?
don't wait. You just do.
Another one parking right. They closed the street. She grabbed the raccoon and put it inside the car. I said, "Where did you bring this raccoon?" I put it inside the car. "Oh, what? Inside the car?"
Well, this is a girl after my own heart. Huh?
She brings it home, the raccoon. I said, "And now what are you gonna do with this?"
You don't worry about these things. You just do. You just have to act, and then you worry
Exact-
about working it out
because
later.
Her concern is because he's going to be on the street, right?
Yeah.
And he can get stuck by a car or someone can hurt because it was during the day, right?
Oh yeah, he'd be mowed down. People are
Right.
They don't
It was-
care. They're
no,
not gonna.
Most of people, they don't care.
Have
No.
the people, the person there that don't touch him. He have rabies.
Yeah, disease.
Oh, just
You have diseases, don't
Yeah.
right? He said that, although you cannot touch him because he had a lot of disease, you can bring home those diseases. I said, I grew up with the animals.
Yeah.
I grew up in the farms and everywhere. I never get
Yeah.
sick,
Yeah.
right? I never get anything. So it's not because one animal that's gonna be
No,
sick.
it's like when COVID starts. I was walking in my neighborhood with my dog,
Yeah.
and the people look at me and say, "Your dog may be bringing diseases, bring COVID." Ah, yes. If you
Yeah,
killing
what? Believe
if
or
you
not.
killing my dog and eat my dog, he bring diseases. Don't kill the animals.
Don't eat
It's
Yes.
animals.
simple.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right?
I am very, very
Look what I'm-
frustrated.
Look at
that-
my shirt.
yeah.
See?
Eating animals causes pandemics. Well, not eating them, but the raising, the intensive farming of them.
But exactly, we have the end. We need to respect them. Once we
Yeah.
start to respecting all animals, right? We have
And the
wild
natural
animals.
world, right? Not
Yes.
just animals, but our planet.
Our planet,
Yeah.
exactly. We need to respect them because what are you doing now? You're gonna see the consequence later.
Yeah.
Right in the
Oh,
future.
we're seeing it now. That's the thing, I just can't understand how people can keep doing this. Even if they don't care about animals, even if they don't care about others, don't they care about themselves, like their own hides,
Exactly.
But
That's what happened today. That every people's living a rush. Everybody need to work for sure, right? We cannot. Unfortunately, I told her for my dream is just to work with animals, to help people, to help the
Yeah.
environment. But I can't. We need to make money. We need
I know.
to bring our food at home, right?
Everyone needs.
Right?
I think
Everybody-
vegans should all win the lottery. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh,
It
yeah,
burns me
imagine
when
it.
someone wins the lottery, and I think
took.
if they're vegan, fine. But if they're not, it's like, nah, wasted money, wasted win there.
I joke with her, if I win the lottery, the Lotto Max, the big winner,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a big farm, it's
Oh,
an amazing
you-
farm,
No,
right?
I told him I buy a city. I close the city. Okay,
Yeah.
now it starts to work again.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
start a new.
Yeah. Think big there. Yeah.
Animals allowed, okay?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And put one side that the entrance,
Well, it's
animals allowed.
interesting you say that because so many people say shark-infested waters, right?
Come on.
That makes no sense. That's like saying human-infested cities. So I like your idea of having just a city of animals, right? Or non-human animals.
Imagine how
Yeah.
good it
That'd
is.
be all right. Wouldn't mind.
After many years that we are not too many years with us, you are more than us here fight for animals. What's your feeling about people? Do you think that they are changed?
Mm.
Do you think that
There are lots.
Well,
yeah,
I've
there
always,
are more people's involved with this, even they are not
Yeah.
vegan, right?
I mean,
Because we are now in that doesn't mean that the people just need to become vegan. As long as even the environment, they care about the environment, they just avoid any single plastic, they just avoid,
Yeah.
those kind of things. What do you feeling about people's?
yeah, I mean, I think that I have seen a lot of change over, I mean, I've been fighting for animals for over 50 years and have been like an activist for over 40 years. And it wasn't really, I mean, I was getting very discouraged when I was around 20 years old because I felt so strongly about everything. And I just couldn't imagine how people couldn't feel the same way that I did. And I won't tell this one story, but
You can, no worries.
no, it's kind of a morbid deal. When I was about 40 years old was when MySpace came into being, I think it was. And that's when I really started to feel that things were going to change because I felt like there was no way that people could then ignore it, right? I mean, social media, I feel like the internet and social media were the game changer for animals because you could just broadcast it, disseminate information worldwide like that. And so I think that, there have been a lot of changes since then. And I mean, I've always cared about people too. I've always been attracted to the underdog and vulnerable people and that. But I do joke with my husband that I'm becoming kind of a misanthropist. And I think he thinks I'm the worst misanthropist in the world because, anytime you hear, there's some kind of a sad story about a person, I'm just distraught then. So I'm a failed misanthropist, but
Like more sensitive, right?
yeah, yeah. I want to be a misanthropist, but I'm not.
Yeah, because sometimes I just was wondering where, if you are doing something wrong, right? Because so many years for you, see how many years you're fight with activists, with animals. But what we see is sometimes it's going up. The people
Oh,
it's going
definite.
destroying the environment. I saw what happened in Brazil, in Amazon.
Oh, God.
That's crazy.
Don't get me started.
Right? If you see that they just destroy all the trees, they take out everything for nothing. For nothing, no, for money.
Put Bolsonaro in a room with me for 5
Right.
minutes and let's see what happens. Well, I'd probably get my ass kicked, but
No, but if we fight, we show for every people. We try to, as you said now, after the social media, it's easy to spread all the information to people, getting more information. But even so, they continue doing something wrong, right? Plastic, we saw, okay, many companies are just banned the single-use plastic and using reusable. Okay, but it's fine. But it's not enough.
no,
We saw that's not enough. I
it's got to
was
be
wondering.
banned. Just ban the stuff.
I was wondering why, right? What happened with those companies, with peoples that even so, you are walking the street, you see people throwing garbage on the floor, right? And for everywhere. I feel so bad. I work at the retail, and we have some wipes for people to clean the shopping carts, to clean his hands. It's by the end of the day, I walk in the store and wipes for everywhere on the floor.
We're a very selfish species. Yeah, we're inconsiderate.
Right?
Yeah.
We cannot say that they don't have information.
Yeah.
They
No,
have
so they
information,
have
right?
much
No, yeah,
information.
everyone feels special and entitled.
Let's talk about 20, 30 years ago when I start my university in 96 about, you're going to tell, you kill a mouse. Yes, I kill a mouse. But what's the information? We didn't have access of so many information as now. So now what's the reason that the people, what do you think?
You don't have the excuses anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's, in your opinion, what do you think? Why people's continuing doing this kind of wrong thing? Why people are doing... we saw that many people are...
Well, I suppose we are indoctrinated from day one, but still, when you know better, you should do better. So I guess we're just we like to set ourselves apart from other animals, but we are animals. And, I guess it's some residual, survival mechanism or something like that, where we just do things that benefit us and, fight against the other guy, right? We're just selfish. So.
Yeah. So I hope many people's get involved with this, right? I'm very happy when I saw in the TV, people's like we have Greta, that when he goes to some march or something, she got 1,000 people together, right? So I think that those people that has a little bit power than us should get involved, should bring most of the people, right?
I always say that humans we are like herd animals. So you know how when animals who are in herds, like a cow or whatever, they like to stick together. They don't like to be different than anyone else, because I suppose that goes back to being, there was safety in numbers, right? So still we're wired to not stick our necks out and be the first to do something. So we always feel like we have to keep up with the Joneses. We have to be like everyone else. And nobody wants to be that one who's different and goes against the grain, right? So I guess that's part of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think our fight...
I'm very disappointed in our species.
Yeah. I think we have a lot of work to be doing that need to be done, right?
Yeah.
We cannot stop it.
Well, we're not stopping, are we? We're just getting started, aren't we?
Yeah, and I feel very excited always when I see some march that you have in the city or everywhere, even online, that we saw so many people's. She posts something on her social media and many people make a comment there. It's a good comment always, right? So it's bringing me. It makes me happy to see that you have people
Bring
are
us
getting
hope.
involved. Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
because it's
and
not
nothing
easy,
happens
right?
right
So
away, right? You have to, people, they need time and nobody jumps in. Well, you jumped right into veganism. So that's encouraging. Brings me some hope. So,
yeah. No, it's let's see. We need to have hope, and we know that's impossible. 100% of people don't eat meat, right? It's never happen. But as much as we can, just show the people, and they have her choice, right? We cannot just say, "Oh, you need to be vegan." No, that's not our point. We are not going to force nobody to do
I want to
something that
force
they
them.
don't want.
But
Yeah, we should.
Well, lead by
You-
example. If let them look at us and see we're
Let's-
happy and we're, fulfilled, we're thriving.
Exactly. Let's show us what happened with
Yeah.
animals. Let's show us what's the reality, what is
But
going on.
sometimes you told us something that I remember. Sometimes people think that vegans only because you don't eat animals. But I don't know. But I think vegan is because you care about the animals. So you don't eat them, you don't use them, you don't testing
Yeah.
the animals for
Well, it's
Yeah, that you haven't-
anti-speciesism, right? We
Yeah,
don't want to be
but-
speciesist. Just like you don't want to be a racist, you don't want to be a sexist. You don't
Because,
want to.
because
Yeah,
many people forget or don't know. I don't know what's happening with the humans because I don't eat nothing animal, but I use the jacket. Oh my God, but
Cosmetics.
Yeah.
You have a lot of cosmetics
Yeah.
that
I
are
think
tested in animals.
what's happening? I know that like the cosmetics, any cosmetics is not 100% perfect. Some cosmetics are vegans and cruelty-free, but you use plastics. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Is something. But but the people only see the wrong thing, the right thing.
Yeah.
I forgot. It's vegan. But the plastic have this.
They don't want to see sometimes, right? The people, they
It's
don't want to
hard.
see.
No one is
yeah.
100% perfect.
Well, they do say perfection is the enemy of progress.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're right.
I'd love for that to be my quote, but I think I've ripped that off from someone.
Nobody's
I think it was
perfect.
Churchill. or
Nobody's
something.
perfect,
Yeah.
right? We cannot be 100% perfect.
But you know what? Don't give yourself the excuse. You can sure try.
Exactly. Exactly.
But don't beat yourself up if you screw up or something like that.
If you don't win now, you cannot do now. Maybe later, maybe next time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you are okay. So, Sue,
I had a great time.
You had
This
a
was
great
you guys made
Thank
me
you
feel so good. I was very nervous.
Me too.
No.
I know. We're all sitting around all sweaty, all three
yeah,
of
we
us.
just sweat a little bit.
Clever,
right?
Clever was okay though.
Next time, turn on the AC, okay? No, the AC is on. It's very good here.
Yeah. Well, congratulations
So,
on
thank you
your launch of
very-
your podcast.
Yeah, thank you very, very much for being here with us today. It was a great pleasure, great conversation. I'm pretty sure that we have so much things to talk.
I got lots to say. I'm just now. I'm
yeah, we
getting,
have
now
a
I
lot.
Can start rolling.
We have a lot to say. We have a lot to talk in. We have a lot to show for the peoples that are watching us now. And do you want to say something for the peoples? Do you want to leave a message? Just
geez, no pressure at
no,
all.
no pressure. Take your time, breathe. Just a message for animals or for people.
Well, just do it. I mean, what's stopping you, right? And like we said, nobody's perfect, and just do your best, and think of somebody other than yourself. So animals can't speak up for themselves. So we have to be their voice. I mean, they have a voice, but nobody's listening. So
Yeah,
or
you're right.
somewhere.
And broccoli is not bad, okay, guys?
Yeah.
Right?
I like broccoli.
Me
actually.
too. I like broccoli also.
But I also like Beyond Burgers. So
Yeah, not bad also.
Yeah,
We have a lot of choices, see?
there
have a
exactly.
lot of
Well, I
choice.
brought you some little sweets from the earth cakes over there. So
See?
that's good.
I'm going to try later.
Now you're going to be able to tag sweets from the earth and get some more leverage.
That's awesome. Okay, guys. Okay. Thank you very much again,
Thank
Sue.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Erica.
you.
Thank you for being here with us. And stay tuned for our next episodes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you.